Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to another day of Daily Motivations for African American Success. I'm your host, Tammy, and I'm bringing in the sun.
Good morning, Mama. How you doing,
Good
sweet?
morning, good morning. How is it? How's it going for you over there?
It is going good. It's going good. You can't tell behind me, but I had put a kind of a black curtain up earlier while I was sleeping to block the sun out, and boy, did
Mhm.
it sleep good.
Oh, yeah?
Slept in the computer room last night. Yeah, man, it
Oh,
was so
wow.
good. Y'all almost missed me this morning. If it wasn't for my lovely wife texting me and saying, "Are you up?" And I was up, but I just thought it was a different time
Hmm.
because it was so dark. So, but
Hmm.
I was in some good sleep. Good sleep. How you doing, Mom?
I'm good. I can't call it, can't spoil it, might spoil
There's
it kind of morning.
There you go.
But all is good. All is good.
Well,
So
we should be live here in a little bit on Instagram. That is on its way to you right now, and we will get started. How's everybody doing in the chat? How's y'all's morning going?
let us know you're there.
Who we got? Who we got? Say what's up.
Let's see. Let's see who we got. Nobody said hello yet.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they may be giving us time to get our stuff together. How about that, huh?
Hey, they're like we used to it now. Okay, we got to give these folks at least 5 minutes. No, thank y'all
Yeah,
so much for
yeah.
joining us. And for the people on YouTube that are coming in afterward every single morning, we do this at 7 a.m. And the first thing we have to do is to make sure that all the platforms are running in sync. We don't have a production team or anything like that, like a lot of other podcasters do and things like that. But we will build there, God willing. So with your help and support, and maybe even in the future, some type of I don't know, donation or anything like that. That might help us to be able to have somebody on hand to be able to make sure that everything is going well for us. So as we get Instagram Live going up and well, let us know where you're watching from. And how was you yesterday? Did you guys use the passage that we did yesterday, the daily motivation that we read yesterday? Some of the insights that we all came about or came up with ourselves with reading and going through the title and the quote. Did it help you? Did the book follow you? Were you able to utilize um, any of the lessons and things that we learned from the book, whether it was about yesterday's passage or any other passage? Let us know how this book is showing up inside of your life. What book is that? That book is Daily Motivations for African American Success by Dennis Kimbro. If you haven't gotten the book, this is how it looks here. It's a little blurry right there, but you get the gist of it. It is called Daily Motivations for African American Success. This book was published in 1992 by Dennis Kimbro. Mom, were you about to say something?
I'm just amazed at how your book looks versus my book. And my book is new. Like I just got it. That's all. I was in my thoughts.
Oh yeah, I mean mine is all tethered though from the bird. Y'all remember that? The bird.
I mean, like the actual words itself. Like, look,
Oh,
I can't read the
yeah.
back, which is why I typed it out, and the front is becoming the same. So
We
I'm
just
gonna
have to
have to
get new
order
books
another
for
one.
both of us, huh? How about that,
Yeah,
Thomas? We
yeah.
telling everybody else to get a new book. We need a new book. But this book was a gift to me from my in-laws, my mother-in-law, specifically my father-in-law. But while they were moving, there was a bunch of books that were left inside his library, and my mother-in-law had put a number of them together because she thought that I might be interested in them. So that was very sweet of her, and I pray she gets the blessing for all of the good that we do here, that she's included in that blessing. So, um, but a little bit more about this book. Daily Motivations for African American Success helps you focus on the thoughts, attitudes, and deeds that will lead to the achievement of your true goals. In 365 short but powerful motivations, one for each day of the year, Dennis Kimbro, the author of the popular Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, leads us to discover how to use the present moment and our own gifts to transcend labels, Cultivate a positive attitude. Become wise enough to know when to say yes and when to say no, and to look inward for answers to life's challenges. Each motivation begins with words of wisdom from such distinguished and celebrated African Americans as Malcolm X, Marion Wright Elderman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, Bill Cosby, Carl Rowan, Mother Hale, Reverend Leon Sullivan, and hundreds of others. This treasure trove of practical inspiration will give you fresh encouragement every day of the year. What it teaches will last you a lifetime. What it teaches will last you a lifetime. And so, as we go through life, for the people that have been rocking with us for a while, we want to know how has this book shown up in your life? Me and my mother always say this book has been a friend to us. It's been, someone that we can confide in, something that we can learn lessons from, that'll tell us straight, won't lead us really astray, will tell us exactly how it is. And it gives us some motivation and encouragement to keep us going through the next day and for the next year. So for every single day, there's a different passage, a different quote, a different title, a different affirmation and motivation. And, let's try to reap the benefits of it. So thank y'all so much for joining us. We got AD, Sonny, my boy Roderick coming in from Memphis. Hey, man, I saw you on that live yesterday with the down at City Hall with the protests. Good looking out, brother. It's good to see some men out there, man. It's a whole lot of sisters out there doing the protesting and even fighting for funds for the city budget. And that was approved. So congratulations to that movement for getting some real moral budgeting done in the city of Memphis. And shout out to the people that were down there that were starting the protests and demonstrations on behalf of the people of Gaza and the people of Palestine who are suffering from a genocide right now. So thank y'all for joining that. Mom, anything on your side?
So, yeah, it appears that comments are not working on StreamYard. So I am
Oh,
watching it. It's okay. I do have it up on Facebook, so I'll get to see you guys post there. I thought it was kind of odd. I was like, wait, now where are our
good,
two
great morning,
people?
great people.
Yeah, where are yeah, great everything
Great everything.
and Big Mike. So I see that they're out there. So hello to you guys. And it may just pop in. Don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even I don't even feel any kind of way anymore about technology. It is what it is, but it ain't gonna do me. We're gonna keep
Hey,
going until we can't. And we'll
hey,
find another cat, right? So
hey,
let's do it.
sounds good. So, want to jump right into it, Mom?
Let's jump right into it.
Sounds very similar to what you were just talking about. June 26th, the title of today on Daily Motivations for African American Success is Will You Be Patient? Will you be patient? And our quote from the distinguished African American comes from Reggie Jackson, baseball Hall of Famer, who said, "It takes 21 years to be 21. It takes 21 years to be 21." Simple, but there seems to be a deeper meaning to that. It takes 21 years to be 21. An African fable tells of a young boy who traveled many miles to the school of a great and famous warrior. Impressed that the lad had come so far, the master agreed to meet with him. "What can I do for you?" asked the warrior. "I wish to be your student and become the finest swordsman in the land," the boy replied. "How long must I study?" 10 years at least," replied the master. 10 years is a long time," said the boy, somewhat astounded. "What if I were to practice unrelentingly day and night with all my effort?" 30 years, answered his idol. "Wait, how is it that when I say I will work harder, you tell me that it will take longer?" the student asked, quite confused. "The answer is clear," said the master. "When there is one eye fixed on your destination, there's only one eye left with which to find the way." Success is a process that requires both our eyes and all our patience. Furthermore, it requires that we let go of our expectations of how the process will work and engage in our task at hand. So, the affirmation, motivation, inspiration that we get at the bottom of the page that we read three times, one time for me, one time for you, and one time for the person that you are inviting to the conversation tomorrow, because we know you will, is today I will review my goals and exercise patience. Today I will review my goals and exercise patience. I'll read a little slower so that we can. Today I will review my goals and exercise patience.
Hmm.
And interestingly enough, this is one of the shorter passages that I've seen, but it says, let's exercise some patience. It's interesting. 21 years to be 21. Mom, what do you think about that?
You know, we were just talking about patience a few days ago. I was saying how I need to learn to be more patient,
Mm.
right? And y'all think about that. As you read, it takes 21 years to be 21. Can y'all remember when you could not wait to be 21? I mean, 21 being turning 21 was a whole thing. Is it still?
Yeah.
Am I just out of touch so much that I just don't recognize it or
No,
I
no,
don't.
I think it's still a thing. It may not be as big as it was because 21 used to mean that you could do so many different things, quote unquote, right? Namely, people could consume alcohol at 21. People could go to certain clubs and things like that at 21. But you know what's happened now? Not that that was a good thing, but it was signifying that you were
um,
a full adult. Like 18 was like you're a legal adult, but then 21 was like you're a full adult. And I think that that threshold keeps being pushed further and further and further, interestingly enough. Um and also there's a lot of things that were novel only to people that were 21 years old, maybe in 1992, that now kids are doing at 13, 14, 15. So the novelty of that 21-year-old age group or threshold isn't really, it doesn't seem as significant anymore. It doesn't seem like such a big deal anymore because many of the things that, many of the much of the access that you would have to different things at the age of 21 in 1992, you have access to now, even sometimes even prepubescently, like you're almost before you're even a teenager, you have access to some of those things. So
right.
yeah.
So I'm going to go down to success is a process that requires both our eyes um, and all of our patience. Furthermore, it requires that we let go of our expectations of how the process will work and engage in our task at hand. And if I may, I just want to read it one more time. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. Success is a process that requires both our eyes and all of our patience. Furthermore, it requires that we let go of our expectations of how the process will work and engage in our task at hand. So, expectations, we'll start there, right? If the minute and I'm not saying that we should not have things in plan, working the task out based on what we want it to be, right? But don't we all know that life will pop on you, as we say, and it will seem like sometimes the work you've done is all in vain, right? It will feel that way if you allow it. There's a quote that says patience is when you're supposed to be mad or feel some kind of way, but instead you choose to understand. And one of the things you must understand in this life, just like tires go flat and you need that spare in your car, there are seasons. And there's something that says we're all going through one, coming out of one, or preparing to go through one. Or you may be cruising right now. But when things change and pop on you, if your expectations is what your focus was on, you will get thrown off of the course. So you have to have be patient for the plan, because guess what? They say you can make plans and God laughs, because He knows what's before you. He knows the twists and turns that you may have to go through from time to time, that you will have to go through. So if your focus is on the task at hand, what does that mean? That you're concentrating on the process, the now. Your focus still is on the plan, not what it looks like. Because if it's on your expectations, and when life pops, when that tire goes flat, when you're on your way to, I don't know, the best job interview ever, or when you have something you got to get to, and that tire goes flat, how do you handle it? Oh my gosh, Brandon, we had that the other day. Wasn't a tire, it was more than a tire. And
It
we
was the
had
whole
to,
axle,
it was,
the
we had
whole
to
brake system.
exercise, not just patience, but we had to keep our mind, our concentration on how do we fix this? And looking back and in the midst of it, how awesome it was to know that. And y'all, this is true, I think, in many times, but we're not internally equipped to see it. Looking back, and even then, we realized that even though we were growing through something, that life popped, God sent us right where we needed to be. And so if we were focused on expectations, hey, my life is supposed to be gravy,
Yeah.
these things not supposed to happen to me, right? But how else will you experience the goodness of God? How else will you grow in learning to be patient for His plan, right? How else will we know if we don't grow through some things? I take pride in telling someone yesterday and the day before, I'm so thankful that I'm in God's master class. What does that mean? It doesn't mean I'm a master. It means that I'm growing, and I've been graduating. I've been graduating year after year, sometimes day after day, sometimes second after second, when it gets rough and tough. And then you find yourself going through some things, and you're able to keep your eyes, not just worldly eyes, y'all. It takes some spiritual eyes, right? It takes spiritual eyes, spiritual ears, a spiritual heart, particularly, Lord, to deal with some of these folks today. I was thinking about this morning, like, boy, I wish I could go back and apologize to some of the people that I came upon in my brokenness. And Lord, I hope they prayed for me, and this just, I know they had grace for me, some of them. But I see some of us today, Lord, and I'm telling you, I just look and be like, thank you, God, that I no longer need, right? I no longer need the validation or the attention of people, right? That I've had patience. I've had patience with God in this plan, and myself. Because to lose your patience is to lose the battle. Gandhi said that to lose your patience is to lose the battle. There's another one. Patience is bitter, but oh, the fruit of patience is sweet. If you would just keep the task at hand. And last thing, Brandon, I think about this 21. It takes 21 years. I remember the tree. It takes 21 years to turn 21. I remember the tree the other day when I was walking. How long I thought about how old this tree must be, because you could tell that it was weathered, right? You could tell. And I think about the people that I'm going to be speaking with for just a few minutes today, about how precious they are in this age, because their assignment now Whoa, is to tell us what patience has did for them. Because, hey, when you're 70 and 80 years old, man, if you've not learned about patience and keeping your spiritual eyes focused on the task at hand, then you have a rough, your elderly life will continue to be just like it was when you were young. So have patience with all things, everything, with people. And I know it's hard sometimes, but first of all, have patience with yourself and understand what that means. Over to you, Brandon.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you for that breakdown for us and for that encouragement. Um, will you be patient? I like when the titles are questions, when they prime you for um, some type of growth. Will you be patient? It takes 21 years to be 21, because we see 21 as such a, a youthful coming of age, right? Like we see it as I've arrived. The youth see, oh, I've arrived when I'm 21, not realizing in retrospect that it takes 21 years to arrive,
Mm.
right? You can't get there any faster. You can't get there, you can't extend it, but you can't get there any faster than 20 years, 21 years. And so, in listening to that African fable about the warrior and the lesson where the boy wanted to be the best swordsman in the land and asked how long must he study, and the guy said 10 years. And his first reaction was he judged it by time, something he has no control over, right? He said 10 years, that's a long time, right? So he had judged it when really 10 years is nothing. If you think about what they say, 10,000 hours, right? Then you become a master. It sounds daunting, right? To do something for 10,000 hours before you become a master. But we're not saying you become a leisurely practitioner. We're not saying that you become good. We're not saying you become proficient. We're saying you become a master. 10 years, relatively short. And so when he said, what if I were to do this and that and practice so hard and day and night with all my effort? He said, well, then it'll take 30 years. And that reminded me of martial arts. Do you know that the people that get hurt the most and the people who hurt others the most in fighting, in MMA, in martial arts, in wrestling, in grappling, the people that get hurt the most and the people that hurt others the most aren't the veterans.
Mm.
It isn't even people that have been doing it for 1 or 2 years. It isn't those people, because those people have been consistent. The people that get hurt the most and hurt others the most are
Mm.
people that it's just their first month or two, brand new. Brand new. Why is that? Right? Because in their head, I'm going to be some big, bad fighter, right? I see what they do on TV, so I think that's how we practice. I think that's how we train. We train. Um, I gotta win every single training session. I gotta be the effort is to win. And my coach Brian Hall taught me that. He told me one time, and this is me as a veteran in the game, been doing martial arts for, I mean, more of my life than I haven't. And he said, when we're training, even when we're rolling or sparring, he said, don't try to win every single round. And I looked at him and I said, what do you mean don't try to win every round? Isn't that what we're here to do? And what he explained to me after practice, because he don't like us having conversations in the middle of it. He's like, we talked afterward. What he explained after practice was, in each session, have something that you're working on. I might just be working my jab this session. I might be working a particular setup, right? During this sparring session. Or if we're just training, I don't have to go so hard. I can go, I can train in a way to where I can touch it more than one time, right? So if I train and I give all of my gas, all of my effort, everything that I have crammed into one session, then I might not be able to wake up tomorrow and to train again. So I might miss tomorrow's lesson because I'm so tired from yesterday or from the day before, from today, right? You guys see what I'm saying here? So you can't, don't empty out the clip on a skirmish when you have a whole war to go through, right? So what it's really about is a war of attrition, bit by bit by bit by bit. The more times that you can expose yourself to it, the freer your mind is to learn, the more you'll retain. And so I agree with this wholeheartedly with what the master warrior said. You need one eye. Let me see where I find. He said, when there's one eye fixed on your destination, there's only one eye left, with which to find the way. Right. So are we? This is, and I always say this: are you attached to the outcome? Are you attached to the outcome and not attached to the process by which the outcome comes? Right. So the outcome is going to be a product of your work, a product of your steadfastness, a product of your consistency, more so than a product of your energy expenditure. And I see that a lot of people think that just by doing a lot that they're getting somewhere. I mean, even the mouse inside the running wheel can go as fast as he can, but that doesn't mean he's going anywhere. Doesn't mean he's going anywhere, right? So, and I see that in a lot of young martial artists. They're trying to do as much as they can, hurt themselves. Whereas really they could have just sat there and learned the motion, gained the muscle memory, gained these new skills bit by bit, bitten off a little bit so that they could chew it and digest it. Just because you ate your food the fastest doesn't mean that you're going to get the most out of it. There's an old man who was, I think it was like 107 years old. And when he was asked, how did he, get to such an old age and to still have his vitality? You know what he said? I chew my food. He said, I chew my food. I make sure that my food is mushy before I swallow it, making it easier for his body to digest it. So all of his energy isn't stuck with gas and with irritable bowel syndrome because he's eating a whole chunk of meat without chewing it up and swallowing it. You see what I'm saying? So even though he may get done with his meals slower, he's around a lot longer than his counterparts, than his peers, right? Because he took his time. So all that to say, guys, is be patient. Trust the process. Success is the process. It says success is a process that requires both of our eyes and all of our patience. Let go of our expectations. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trusting the process is what patience looks like. Patience isn't just sitting on your thumbs, right? Patience isn't just, you know what, I'm just going to sit here and watch a bunch of videos and one day I will be that warrior. Not it. And some people, try to learn, like even in my theological studies, people can read the Quran or they read the Bible and they think, oh, I'm a master of it now. I know exactly you can read every single word and not have a lick of knowledge in it, not have an understanding of the exegesis. So just because you've seen it doesn't mean you know it. I can see the moon and not know why. Like my son, and he copied, this is something that I did as a child. My son can see the moon in the sky as we're driving, but he does not understand why it appears to follow us no matter how far we go. He can see it. He recognizes that it's the moon, but his understanding of its motion through the sky, or our motion through the sky in relation to it and the sun, He has no understanding of it, right? And I could explain it to him right now, and it would be very difficult for him to comprehend the enormity of that process, right? So it takes time. That's the same question I asked as a kid. I was like, Mom, why is the moon following us? You know? And all I told my son was it's because the moon is really big and you're really special. And
Hmm.
that's it. The moon is really big and you're really special. And that was it. He doesn't there isn't another question or anything like that. He will come to know it. And one day he will see the moon and realize why it follows him. But it may take 10 years. Okay, so will you be patient? Because if you don't, you're still going to wait the same amount of time, if not more. So you might as well enjoy the ride. Have you ever had those kids in the car? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there
Yes, I
yet?
have.
Are we there
Yes,
yet?
I have.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Right. I mean, a lot of times the majority of the suffering that we experience isn't based on what's happening to us, but it's our judgment on the time between where we are and where we're going. It's our worrying that makes us suffer more. It's our anxiety that makes us suffer more. It's our um, false pretenses and expectations of the destination. I might be traveling. We recently, maybe a month, 2 or 3 months ago, we traveled across the nation. We flew to California, then drove to Mexico, and then drove from Mexico all the way back up to California and all the way back to Memphis with 2 kids in the car, and they were so good. They were so good. They weren't asking, "Are we there yet?" or anything like that. They were just like, "Where are we going next?" Because mom and dad are obviously on an adventure. Now, had we been sitting there focused, okay, can't wait to get there, can't wait to get there, can't wait to get there, we would have missed all the beautiful landscapes found in America. Do you know just about every single type of landscape is in the United States? I'm talking beaches, high mountains, low mountains, foothills like the Appalachia versus the Rockies, the Great Plains. Um, we even have plateaus, desert, tropics down in Florida, the great redwoods and sequoias of the North California and Oregon forests, waterfalls. I mean, America, deciduous plants, the pine trees. We have so many different ecosystems in one country, but we'll travel the world to go see it somewhere else, and we have it right here. So we would have missed all of that had we been just so focused on the destination. But it was the journey that made the destination that much more fulfilling. So don't miss out on the journey of life. Don't miss out on the process um, that it takes to achieve your goals. Because once you get that process down, once you're committed and you trust the process, that patience and that character development, that patience that you develop inside of yourself can then be transposed to other goals, can then be transposed to other attributes. It can be transposed to your communication with your family. That patience can be transposed to you learning a new subject. It can be transposed to a business that you create and start. It gives you the ability to persevere through some of those hard times. And remember, people quit just before the success. It's often darkest right before the sunrise. So imagine what you can do if you build this uh, this character trait, right? So will you be patient? Because either way, the time is going to be the same, if not longer. So you might as well be patient and enjoy the ride. That's
All
all I got.
right, Brandon. All right. So I have, that's all I have as well. I do want to, as you were talking, I thought about, and I don't know if this is how most people have, who have feel like they've gone through a major transformation, a shift, right, in life. But one thing I did realize at some point, and I do often now, y'all, it takes a lot. maybe y'all can help me with this. It takes a lot for me to get, I want to use the word excited, but for me to be all gung ho about things, if that makes sense. It's kind of like I don't pick it up because I understand that there's a possibility that I have to put it down, right?
Mm.
And so I kind of stay even and low key. And some of the most simple things like, Grandma, Grandma, you tried to sneak me with the bear. That, man, that opens me up in a different way. And I believe it's because there's such innocence in it, and honesty and truth. Whereas with people, and even with yourself, right? If you have expectations, it's kind of okay. It's like a surrendering. Like, I know that my life is not my own, and I can make all of these plans, right? And then life changes the course on me. And then what do I do? So, in a sense, I'm I've learned and I'm learning to expect the unexpected and prepare myself for the tire to go flat. Now, does that mean I'm bringing it into my energy? No, that I said prepare. I will dig my well so that I know I have the water for when I'm thirsty. So to me, that's keeping my eyes, my spiritual eyes, my discernment on the task at hand that I'm learning. I've learned and I'm continuing to learn to stay in the moment, because the moment can switch on you or flip on you just like that. And after all of these years, right, there's still days where I have to use, like what I said the other day, Tammy, get up. If you want the light on, and it wasn't that I needed the light on, I needed to get up. So I had to talk myself into that action, right?
Right.
So all I know is that I have to hold fast to who I am, my beliefs, and my values, and have patience for God's plan. Follow my own moral compass, right? And if I'm going to have expectations, it's basically to live up to who I am,
Mm.
who I'm growing to be, right? Because it's so true. The minute we make plans, God laughs. If you have not seen God in the form of, and I hate to say it like this, God got jokes. I'm just gonna say, like, God is it.
Mom, that would be a great title to a book. God got jokes.
God, for real, God got jokes, y'all. I'm telling you. Stand up. He man, I'm telling you. So that would be a good one, because he does. He is God will twist things on you and put some different ingredients in your cake, and you baking a chocolate cake, and you get vanilla,
Mm.
and you be like, what? So if you're focused, Brandon, you said, are you attached to the outcome? Because the minute you become attached to the outcome, or even in your growth, because boy, when God puts you through when God takes back that growth spurt, when He allows you to come back into the class and take the pop quizzes and the tests, do you be like, oh, I'm ready for this? Or do you be like, why me, God? Because there was a time when I would get so excited that I would lose my focus,
Mm.
right? Right. And remember, I shared with you guys some weeks ago, someone had asked me to complete the paperwork for the big black businesses in government, something like that, to be a speaker there. And y'all, I could remember when I was so excited to just be able to fill out the application. And then I was like, I don't think I want to do this. I no longer needed it, right? And that's not to say next year I won't feel different. But the reason I was needing it back then was different, right? Now, I only want to be where God needs me to be. And I don't want to get caught up. And this is having patience. I don't want to get caught up in things just because they are, of a certain kind of status. I don't want to be in a place just because it's that place. I
Right.
want to be called and chosen by God for that place. Right? And so I follow my heart. I follow my heart. And I don't want to say yes to everything. Right? Because I have patience and discernment and wisdom. And I'm working on making sure that my spare is in my car
Mm.
for when my tire goes flat. Right? I'm working on that. And that takes patience. That takes patience. So, Brandon, over to you if you don't have any more to give as we work to bring it to a close.
That's all I got for today, guys. I hope you got something from today's passage, today's daily motivation for success, African American success, any type of success. Um, Again, the lens through which we see this is through the lens of the African American diaspora. So we want to make sure, um, like we said, we start with us, but anyone and everyone has access to these same things because we're all human. So patience does not have a race, right? So don't think that if you're something different that you need any less or any more patience than me, because we're all going through it. And as we do, we need as many tools inside of our character belt as we can. We need as much as we can get of the goodness to really get the goodness out of life, right? So
So,
um
Brandon,
yes.
the comments just started coming in. I find that so fun. They just
Patience.
popped up.
Patience. See, look, we wanted it on our time, right? Oh, we want it immediately. Oh, where it's 10 years, that's a long time. Okay, it'll take 30. But we didn't pick it up or put it down. Think about it. We could have said, okay, we won't do the show today. No comments or anything like that. But patience. So it's interesting how things happen in relation to what we read and how we experience. Guys, I'm telling you, the power of life and death is in the tongue. It's in the tongue. Right.
Brandon,
So
a little while ago, probably not long ago, this little thing with the comments would have taken me off my course. It would have taken my eyes off the task at hand, which is just being here, being live. We can
being
always
present.
go back to the comments. It would have internally gotten me off course. So when I saw them pop in, I'm like, that's what I mean, y'all. God, I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. And you don't know unless you know, unless you know, unless you know, then you know what I'm telling you, right? Without me even saying it. So patience, you guys, task at hand. Keep your spiritual eyes on the task at hand. That's all.
The prize is the process. They say keep your eyes on the prize. The prize is the process because results are going to come, but the results are a product. It's nothing that you sit there and create yourself. Keep your eyes on the process, and the prize will come. Okay, so always remember that, guys. As we look to work to a close, let us know how this has helped you. I haven't read the comments yet, so um, I'm sure you guys already did that. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, let us know. Let us know in the comments or in the post after this. If you guys are Facebook friends with my mother, or on the YouTube, let us know how this daily motivation has helped you. If it's giving you any encouragement for the day as you go on for your day, and try to tell somebody. If you're going to work, tell somebody at work this daily motivation. Tell them, hey, I don't know if you got anything going on, but you should be working. But if you're not and you got some downtime, check this out. Will y'all do that for us today? Let us know and promote this channel to others and give somebody else this encouragement and motivation for success. So today's June 26th title was Will You Be Patient? And Reggie Jackson, the Baseball Hall of Famer, said, it takes 21 years to be 21. It takes 21 years to be 21. And our affirmation that we will say to ourselves, we will say to each other, and that we will say to the person that we are going to encourage to come to the next conversation tomorrow at 7 a.m. is, today I will review my goals and exercise patience. Today I will review my goals, meaning I will go over my goals and exercise patience. And last time, I'll say it out loud. Today I will review my goals and exercise patience. Thank y'all so much. One of the things before we go that I do, I've gone back and looked at these affirmations after we've gotten off the show and gotten something completely different or saw some type of nuance in it. So I can't wait for us to go back over. Maybe when we hit our 200th day, we can go over, the last 100. So we got 53 more days until our 200th day. This is day 147. So 147 lessons. We've been here, guys.
150 is a milestone. Like this, we coming up on our 150th day.
Wow.
Man, y'all.
Congratulations, y'all.
Whew.
Thank y'all for rocking with us, for being here and giving us, upholding this platform, supporting this platform, guys. We don't make a dime off of this. In all honesty, we should probably, open it up, create some type of Patreon or some type of support system to where people can add to this in some kind of way, to where we can support on a platform basis and making it more efficient or things like that, because you have to pay for the ability to do all this programmatic stuff, and maybe getting another person on to help us with that in the mornings. So y'all let us know what you think about that. Would you guys be opposed to something like that? But if so, it's cool. We'll do it all. But I think we should start to allow people to support us if they want to. So thank y'all again. We'll be here tomorrow at 7 a.m. same time Central every day, 7 a.m. to give you more of the In This Season podcast with daily motivations for African American success. Please, again, go out and buy the book. The book is by Dennis Kimbro, titled Daily Motivations for African American Success. Go to the YouTube, the letter N, This Season podcast. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, let the algorithm and YouTube and everybody know that this is the type of content that you want to see. Leave a comment on the YouTube so it pushes us up on the page, right? Like when you're strolling down, it puts us higher and higher on there when you type in This Season podcast. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support, and we'll see you tomorrow. Go out there and be great. And today, be patient.